Okay, sis. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah! What's going on, guys? It's your boy J2ASMS, and I'm back with another video for y'all today. College, student loans, everything surrounding education is just crippling a lot of people, especially Gen Zs in today's world. It's crazy. This is part 2 of the going to college but unemployed. This video, we're just gonna get into some more examples of people that are going to college and either struggling to find employment, or they're finding jobs that aren't paying enough and aren't anywhere close to what they went to school for. Just more struggling Gen Z testimonials on TikTok, baby. I'm not gonna talk y'all's ear off in the intro, so without further ado, let's get into the content.
Just spent an hour scrolling on LinkedIn looking for post-grad opportunities, and when I tell you, it was the biggest waste of my time because I literally found one job that fits the description of what I'd like to do as a future career, kind of like the general job title that I'm looking for, and just kind of like the industry I want to work in. One job out of probably the 100, 200 plus that I saw. What is going on? I'm really scared for post-grad. And let me tell you, I'm a very valuable worker. I have tons of work experience, okay? I'm not worried about that. My resume is set. It's just more so,
everybody thinks that,
can I get in the door to get an interview? That's all I need. I just need an interview. I need someone to call me. That's it. And honestly, I don't really know anybody in the industry and location that I want to work in. And like...
that huge issue. Red flag. Red flag. Flag on the play. If I was playing football, I'd throw my flag right now. Even though it's yellow, but you get the gist. Getting a job is way more about who you know than what you know. She's saying her resume's tight and all she needs to do is get an interview to get in the door. A lot of people have really good resumes. A lot of people have good experience. A lot of people graduated from Ivy Leagues, right? Like, there's a lot of comp. And so I'm not saying that she doesn't have those things, but those aren't the things that put you over the top necessarily, right? Like, unless you have some ridiculous recommendations or you know people, you're not going to beat out a lot of the people that do have those things. So like, my recommendation to all of y'all is like, you know, go on LinkedIn like how she's doing, and you can still use it as a way to look for opportunities, but also use it as a way to look for connections. Maybe you might have to create your own opportunity. Go to the company that you want to work for, you know, search it up. Like, let's say you want to work for the Red Sox. All right, let's see, we'll go, you just type in Red Sox LinkedIn, pull up LinkedIn. Okay, then all right, we're gonna scroll down and we're gonna go, okay, boom, there's 1,087 employees that work in the greater Boston area, which is where I live. We did it! You're gonna wanna go down, and then you could go to people. Let's see, there's tons of people here. Like, look at all these names, right? It's like, I don't know, let's say you wanna work in corporate communications. Here you go. There's someone named Kate Riley in corporate communications. So you're gonna go click on them. There you go. Then you can just click on right here to connect with them, and then you're basically just gonna send them a message. And you know, I don't have premium, but you could just sign up for premium, and then you're basically just gonna want to say, hey, my name is so-and-so.
Hi, how are you?
What's the meaning of this?
I took your advice. From now on, I'm normal.
I just recently graduated from here and here. Do you have a couple minutes of your time to hop on a quick call to discuss whatever you want to discuss? Like, that goes a long way. Don't ask them for a job. Don't be like, hey, this is such and such. I'm looking for a job. I want to work for the Red Sox. What opportunities do you have? Because they're not going to want to answer that, right? They're not going to want to answer that. But if you phrase that as a way to just build a connection, then you can actually get the opportunity to hop on the phone with them, you know, and they can just give you some more information about what it is that they specifically do. You know, you can get their whole spiel about their journey, you know, or maybe someone else that they know. And then before you leave the conversation, just end it with like, do you know anyone else that I could potentially have another conversation with? And then get that contact from them and then go from there. And then now, you know, before you know it, you've talked to 5 or 6 people in the month. You're putting your name out there. People in the company or whatever that you're trying to get into are becoming more familiar with your name. And then the next time you see something open up, or, you know, the next time something comes up that, you know, the person that you spoke to is going to remember your name. They're going to think back, oh yeah, I remember that really nice person that put themselves out there and hit me up. And then they might send it your way via text, email, or however you guys decide to communicate. And so it's like, it's really just taking chances, creating opportunities for yourself, and like putting yourself out there.
It's really frustrating because I live in South Florida, but do I want to live in Miami and Fort Lauderdale? No, I'm sorry.
She's also being super picky, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're unemployed and you're trying to get a job, you may not get your dream job right off rip. You know what I mean? Like, for a lot of people, it doesn't happen. It's possible. It could happen. Like I said, it happened for me. But I put in a lot of effort and time to think about different ways to be more strategic about it, exactly like how I'm sharing to y'all. I do think it's a good thing to know what you want and pursue that relentlessly, but at a certain point, you got to kind of take the opportunities, take the best opportunity that comes to you as they come, and don't always be super picky in the very beginning. I got my dream job 2 years out of school, but it kind of started on a journey where I had to live somewhere where I didn't really want to live to begin with. It was like far away from home, but it got me really good entry into my industry. And then I was able to land my actual dream job like a year later. So sometimes it can be a linear path, but it might not be like the exact thing that you want right off rip. So don't be as picky as she's being necessarily off rip.
But I had a really good job interview today, and I'm honestly excited about this job, and I really hope I get it. It's going to be a dual position that they made up for me, and okay. It'll be a new experience for me. I did get a degree in art and design, but I have experience in communications, and I'm also getting a marketing certification right now. And so the role for this job will be marketing.
Okay.
And for 10 hours or 15 hours a week, I'll be doing sales. So.
Okay, sis. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, she's stacking the education. This is a shorty that's doing it the right way. Like I said, she went to school for marketing. She went to school for, hold on, what she said? She went to school for, communications. She has experience with communications and marketing, and she got a degree in marketing, and it's a marketing job. That's exactly what you want to do. Go to school, make sure that, the education that you have and the experience that you have is very closely related to the type of jobs that you're applying for or the field that you're trying to go into, because that will go a long way in actually getting a job. And not only getting a job, but getting a job that pays decently, where you're not just working for survival. But, as we always say, it's not always about the pay or the money that you have that, contributes to working for survival. If you go into debt or, have different types of situations that can greatly contribute to you living paycheck to paycheck. But regardless of that, even if you do have perfect spending habits, a lot of people do graduate with student loan debt anyways. And a lot of times it's more than what they can pay back in a reasonable amount of time. Like, right. I think a lot of different student loan places will put you on a 10-year plan by default. But, realistically, people's spending habits are so bad. They're, coupled with not making money at a good job by leveraging their college degree to get a good job, that they're not either ever going to pay it back or it'll take them like 20 plus years. So shout out to this shorty for doing it the right way, man. This is the golden star. She gets the golden star for today's video. Like, doing it the right way. I like to see that.
I have been looking for a full-time job since 2023 when I got laid off from my nice, cushy work-from-home job after I moved across the country. And then I had to come back. I have a good resume. I've had people look at my resume. I know I'm not the only one who's struggling right now to find a job. That doesn't make it any easier. Like, that doesn't make it an easier pill to swallow.
Yo, that lip quiver was crazy. I don't know if I ever even seen like a real life lip quiver like that. Like, I'm not laughing at her pain, but like, that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? That was actually insane. That's like something you see in like a comic book or a TV show. I've never actually seen that in real life before. I didn't know that was a real thing. I feel bad for her situation. Honestly, there's not really much to say. Life is tough right now for a lot of people. I think that just goes to show just the state where things are right now. But I mean, the purpose of this video is just to, point out different ways that you can help yourself, put yourself in the best possible position to leverage your degree and actually make education worth it and get a better job. But it doesn't always work out that way. And I'm sorry to hear that story about her, even though she has a crazy lip quiver when she cries.
I've done everything right. I have had a 3.8 GPA all throughout college. I've joined Greek organizations. I've done clubs. I've held executive positions in clubs. All throughout college, I've maintained at least one job. Right now, I work a corporate job. I bartend at a college club, and I'm taking 21 credits to graduate in May. Yet, every single time I apply to those entry-level jobs and I click the little entry-level box, I don't hear anything back. I've applied to hundreds of jobs and it's getting to the point that I am losing my mind. The entry-level jobs that require 4 years of experience. My experience is that I've always been a multitasker. I've had to pay for everything I've ever wanted to do in my entire life. And I'm a dedicated worker. No, but seriously, I actually have no idea what I'm going to be doing post-grad. So
I would just say take a look at her resume. Like, I feel like if you're applying to hundreds upon hundreds of jobs and not hearing back from a single one, there's got to be something wrong with your resume. I've been saying, either it's not tailored correctly to the type of jobs that you're applying to, or it's just not good. You know what I mean? Like, maybe I can make a different video about how to have your resume, but it should be, a lot of people do it differently, but at the very basis, it should be one page, very concise. You order it in terms of your most recent employment down, to whatever your last. So have it in chronological order. Make sure it's neat and laid out in a correct way, and make sure, like I said, you have actual experience that's related to the field that you're trying to get. And if you have a college degree, make sure you put that on there as well. But I would be interested to take a look at her resume to see what's going on, because I'm willing to bet that there's probably something wrong there. Or she should try to leverage some of the connections that she's had at different places that she's worked, to have someone either reach out to someone on her behalf or write a letter of recommendation for her to get into some of these places. Because especially now with AI shifting through like all these different job applications and stuff, it's not always a real person sitting there to review. And so you can just get lost in the shuffle. So like my philosophy is try to have as much direct contact with a real person as you possibly can. I live that way, like across the board. And honestly, with the rise of AI, like I think that person to person interaction and like real people are going to start to become even more valuable, which is kind of counterintuitive. But I think that like real person skills is going to be, extremely important, like very highly valued. You know what I mean? Like, it's like when you get on the phone with the automated person and you're like, speak to a representative. Because the bot keeps like trying to ask you questions, like it's saying you're trying to say like the last 4 digits to your social, and it thinks that you're singing the ABCs. Like it's getting kind of insane. So I like when I can actually talk to a real person, explain the situation that might be super specific or whatever, and like get a real answer.
According to new statistics, college graduates and non-college graduate men have the same unemployment rate. And it may be kind of confused because throughout our entire lives, we always heard that college was the key to success. But apparently, not anymore. An article written by Fortune says here, Gen Z men with college degrees now have the same unemployment rate as non-grads, a sign that the higher education payoff is dead. And apparently also by Financial Times, it says that young men with no degree have the same unemployment rate as men with degrees. And compare that to 2010, the rate was 15% right here for men without a degree and 7% for men with a degree. And obviously back then, white-collar work wasn't really offshored as much as blue-collar work, because back then they would ship out blue-collar work to like Mexico, China for whatnot, and that was really a common occurrence for white-collar practice. And now we're seeing offshoring with white-collar work that we haven't seen before. And people are just pretty much aren't prepared for it because we never thought that this day would ever come. And the playing field is even, and spending tens of thousands of dollars for a degree is not even guaranteed a return anymore. And I think this revelation will cause people to reconsider going to college in entirety, or probably switching to the trades to save money. Let me know what you guys think about this.
I'll be super interested to see how specific that study got, because it's just talking about employment, but it's not saying what type of employment, right? Like college degree graduate men versus non-college degree graduate men, where it's like not everyone that is employed has a high paying corporate or other type of job. You know what I mean? Like someone that doesn't go to college has just a high chance to get a job at McDonald's as someone that does have a degree. So I think that could definitely skew the data a bit. Like I've been saying, I do think that a college degree is still valuable. It just depends what you're trying to do. Like if you want to become a carpenter, you don't necessarily have to go to college for that. Like, apprenticeship hours and maybe go into some type of trade vocational high school or something might be more valuable to you to do that.
I have a master's degree. A master's degree I got at 22, and I can't use it because the jobs that are set for this master's degree are being defunded. Public health care. Big shock. I wonder why that's being defunded. What's ironic about it is like education is used as this tool to gain more capital, to move up socially and economically and in class, right? In the past, it has been, if you get a PhD, a master's, and a college degree, you are typically at a standing point that's better than someone who's not in those education.
Historically, but that's the whole point. Obviously, in this video is like pointing out that that's not necessarily the case nowadays, right? Education doesn't automatically mean more money. It can, but you got to just do it a smart way where you know, leverage it and go into, as I keep saying, different opportunities that make sense and are directly connected to what you went to school for. Leverage. It's all about leverage. How can I leverage what I know, this degree, who I know, in order to get me the job that I want?
Brackets, right? Whereas like now, they're blockading education because everything costs so much money. You have crippling student loan debt, and then you can't get a job to pay off that student loan debt.
Facts.
And so I think it's more than just, oh, your parents had more capital. Your parents were able to do a lot with a college degree. It's even the degrees you have now are not useless. I'm not going to say don't get your education. I don't regret getting my master's. But they don't even offer or create spaces for that because everything is like, oh, well, I want 70 hours of experience in this specific thing. Meanwhile, okay, but I did my master's degree and I have 100 plus, God knows 200 plus hours within this realm, but you don't take that because it's not work experience because I was getting an education and I wasn't working. Does that make sense? Hey guys, I just got...
I mean, yeah, that was pretty self-explanatory, but she was talking that talk. I ain't gonna lie. Shout out to that queen.
Let's talk about being unemployed post-grad. All right, the news is out. I'm unemployed. Am I okay? No, I'm not okay. I've never had something in my life giving me an every single day schedule. I was thankful enough right after college.
So I was trying to tell y'all, a lot of things in life is set up that way where you have a specific... You have a specific set schedule where you know exactly what you're going to do for most of the hours of the day. Someone's telling you exactly what you need to do. It's a little different in college where you have to just be to class, and maybe if you're on a sports team, you have a more set schedule, but it's still, you have a trajectory that's set, like, you know, graduate. And she just exactly commented right there. Like, she's struggling with not having that direction.
College, had an internship, and it was amazing. They actually made the position for me. I ended up being there for 6 months because they extended my internship. Loved the company, loved the people, but sadly, since it was a smaller company, they only had room to hire one more new hire on my team, and they needed a more senior level, which obviously is not me. I just graduated college. Also, I was fully remote, which is not my thing, so we all knew
that doesn't usually happen.
Not gonna work for me to stay because that's not what I wanted. But because of that, now I'm unemployed. First time actually saying it on the internet. I think I've kind of just been in denial, and it's been a challenge. Now I am on the hunt for a full-time job, and it is challenging to say the least. Not an easy process. Our market is horrible.
Y'all think her chain real?
2 weeks of being unemployed, but it hasn't been super long. Trying to remind myself that these things do take time. But I will say, nobody prepares you for being unemployed post-grad. It is one of the most challenging, humbling experiences. Honestly, it was my biggest fear. I've spent literally all of my life working my ass off so that I wouldn't have to be unemployed. But sadly, you could be doing all the right things and all the right steps. The reality of it is there is a chance that you are going to be unemployed post-grad. Sad to see too how many people will not help you get to where you need to be. I think it's important to remember everybody started here. Everybody started not having something, searching for something. Everybody starts at the bottom. I have been on calls and in talks with CEOs, senior level people, directors, HR people, getting all the connections, all the advice that I need. And it is sad to say that there's some people that just won't help you. I've been ghosted by people at companies that were supposed to help me and continue to guide me and hopefully getting an interview and next steps. People are...
That's okay, though. That happens. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone is going to be in your corner. Not everyone's a good person. Not everyone has your best interest at heart, and that's all right. But it sounds like she does have some really good experience working for that company that she was as an intern, but also otherwise. And she met some higher ups from what she was describing, and she should definitely leverage those connections at, you know, whether she tries to get a job at that same company or if she takes it somewhere else. Like, that could definitely help a lot. And it carries a lot of weight, especially if she's in like some type of niche industry that's not like let's say marketing or communications, and it's something a little bit more specific. Certain names maybe of people that are high up, like what she was describing, like directors or CEOs, like it can carry a lot of weight and would most definitely help her get a job somewhere else for sure.
Going to disappoint. Something I remind myself, and this is why I would never be that person who doesn't want to help someone, is people you meet on the way up are the same people you're gonna pass on the way down. So always remember that. But if you're in this same boat as me and it's just taking a toll on you, which it is quite literally taking a toll on me, you're not alone. We got this. Keep working your ass off and keep remembering that you're gonna end up where you're supposed to be. You're gonna get somewhere. Good things take time. So I guess this is my public announcement that I'm unemployed, and that
she's absolutely right about that. First of all, obviously you guys know this. My whole purpose in creating this channel is to bring awareness to real things in life. Obviously, I come to it with a bit of a comedic lens just because that's my personality. But I guess you could just say I'm a serious guy talking about... No. I guess you could say I'm an unserious guy talking about serious stuff. But as you guys know, the whole purpose of me creating this channel is to bring awareness to different topics that are really affecting people in life and try to offer as much knowledge and advice as I can personally. But also, watch different videos of different people that can offer advice and different help, but also to, give my personal advice of things to watch out for and listen to people's different horror stories that we find on the internet about things to be careful of so that you can live a good life and help yourself make money or become successful or have a better mindset or any number of those different things in life. And what she said is absolutely true. Like you should try to help everyone that you possibly can, because ultimately that helps you. Like whether you believe in karma or not, it is the truth, where it's like the people, as she said, the people you pass on the way up are the same people that will pass you on the way down. They call it each one teach one, but it really is it is exactly that. And a lot of times it works in the exact opposite way, where if you're a terrible person or you're only self-interested and you don't help other people, or you're uninterested in, doing anything outside of yourself, when it comes time for you to need somebody, or you're trying to look for that connection or look for that promotion or look for that whatever, nobody's going to reach their hand out. And maybe it was someone that could have reached their hand out or helped you, but you didn't do it for them. And so everything comes full circle. So just make sure that you guys are sharing information, continue to stay educated, and watch videos like mine. But with that being said, make sure you smash the subscribe button down below. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and I greatly appreciate it. YouTube thinks you guys like one of the videos popping up here or here. But until next time, your boy J2ASMS out of here. Peace.